My name is Tony Peluso. I grew up in Phoenix from 1953 till 1967. And in 1957 or so, when I was about 10 years old, my father, who was a truck driver, came home and said he'd been to Sedona and saw this fabulous new chapel on the side of one of the mountains. We came up here a lot, and quite frankly, some of my best memories are from the times that we would come to the chapel and then have breakfast afterwards on a Sunday at what was then, I think, the Sedona Tavern. I believe it's now the Cowboy Club. So in early 1968, the weekend before I was to leave for Vietnam, my mom and my two sisters, one of my sisters had a baby, her husband was deployed in the Navy, and Dad, we all came up here for a retreat, and we went to the chapel. And prayed that I would come home safely. And I did. I came home from Vietnam without a scratch. On this particular trip, because I now am a cancer patient with an incurable form of cancer, we decided to make this trip into something special. And so my son, who's living in Tampa, and my son, who is living in Los Angeles, are both here with me. And one of the things we wanted to do was just be together one day, the three of us. And so I'm not a golfer, they are, so we chose to go over to that golf course over in Villages of Oak Creek. And miraculously, and also we thought we'd just do a quick hit on the chapel because I wanted the younger son to actually see it. But this couple came up behind us and asked to play with the guys. And they were both Catholic. And the wife said, we'd just been to Mass at the chapel, and I could not. I was ecstatic that they were having religious ceremonies at the church again. And because of that couple, which now I think is one of these little miracles in my life, as we were coming back up on 179, I could see the chapel off in the distance, and it was getting on to be like 4:30, and I knew they closed at 5, so I told my sons, let's do a quick hit at the chapel, right? So we did, and I'm sure they do this for everybody, but we took a risk and we drove to the very top and actually found a parking space. But it's hard for me to motor because of the illness. And as I got out, one of the guides that they have there pulls up, and I swear he said, God sent me to get you up the hill. Which he did. And I was absolutely inspired. I didn't think I could do it. I literally ran up that ramp, and I got to the top, and I've been carrying a rosary around for over 20 years, and it comes from the chapel, but I pray on this every day a lot for the last 20 years. My paratrooper buddies are going to think I'm the biggest baby. At any rate, so I got into the chapel and I said a couple of decades. And as we came out, and of course I saw the new Christus for the first time. And I'm glad there's a Christus there, and it does make a big spiritual difference in my view. Then I saw the sign to the left of the door that said there would be a healing mass the next day. So I made everybody in my family crazy because I said, I'm going to be at that healing mass no matter what, if they have to cart me away. And I was. And now I really believe that the whole trip was designed for Kathy and I and my two sons and my grandson, the only grandson I have, to be at that healing mass. So that's probably one of the most powerful moments that I've ever had in my life. And So now Kathy's been to an adoration and a full benediction, and then a mass that follows, and I was able to take communion. And I want to thank the Diocese of Phoenix, but most especially Father Ignatius. I want to thank God, because the Chapel of the Holy Cross is not just an architectural marvel. It's a deeply spiritual place. And every Catholic who goes there should have the opportunity to experience that spirituality. And you can't do it if all the place is a tourist attraction and a gift shop. Although those are good things. But God bless you, you've done so much better. The fact that it happened gives me great joy. And I'll put in a good word with you guys.